All right, so let's get started with some blues voicings. Let me go ahead through and play them for you, and then we'll move on from there. So B flat 7, E flat 7. I'm not going to tell you all the notes because you can just pause the video, and I am recording the MIDI file of this, and then also you have the sheet music of this. B flat 7, then F minor 7, B flat 7, that's the 2-5 going to the 4 chord, E flat 7. I added in the 13th. Then B flat 7, A7, A flat 7, G7, okay? I added the flat 13th. A lot of times I'll just reduce the chord voicings down to just basic G7, all right? C minor 7, F dominant 7th, D minor 7, G7 with that flat 13th. Flat 13 resolves down to the 9th of the C, and then F dominant 7th. Okay? So let's just go through those, those 12 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat, E flat, 3, 4. B flat, F minor, B flat 7, E flat 7. Now the next chorus is B flat 7 down here with the 3rd in the bass, then down to E flat 7, B flat 7, F minor, B flat 7, same F minor, B flat 7, and then it comes back up to that E flat 7 again. And then here we're going to E diminished. I can add the 5th if I want to, I didn't though. And then back to B flat 7, and then G7 altered, that sharp 9, flat 13, C minor 7, F7 with the flat 13, B flat 7, G7, C minor 7, F7, and we end on B flat 7. All right, so now these are 2 different variations of the blues. In the second one, I do that E flat, the 4 chord, up to the sharp 4 diminished, and then I go back to the 1 chord. A lot of times I'll actually go E flat, put the F in the bass, and then go up to that G7, the 5/7 of 2 chord. Now, question that students would have on this is, well, why is it that on some chords you're playing 3 notes, and why on some chords are you playing 4 notes? Really, there's no particular reason to that, all right? That really is not rocket science at all. It's just sometimes I like that sound of the 3-note chord rather than a 4-note chord. Reason being is that the 3-note chords will work, they work better in all different circumstances. Because when you start adding in that 9th, it adds more tension to the chord, and it thus makes it sound more like a jazzy kind of chord. Whereas that kind of opens up that sound a little bit because you're only playing 3 notes and they're spread out. Okay, you don't have 2 notes that are together with a second, a major second or a minor second. You hear that tension, whereas that is not as tense. So a lot of times I like those chords because you know what? It'll work in any circumstance. But I'll end up throwing in, sometimes I'll even put in even more notes than, something like that. I'll add in 5 notes, add the flat 9 in there as well. A lot of times on the C minor, I'll add in the 11th. All right, so it's really up to you if you want to play 3-note chords, 4-note chords, or even 5-note chords. Okay? It just depends on what kind of sound you're looking for. Are you looking for that tension, or are you looking for something that's a little bit less tense? I would suggest go through these chords. These are great voicings to work through. Now, another question you might have is, well, wait a second. These are all rootless chord voicings. I mean, how can I play that if I'm playing solo piano? You can do that playing solo piano. right? So you can definitely go ahead and play that if you're playing solo piano. You might want to, at some point start to bring in a bass line, or, throw. So you see there, I was doing some bass. I was hitting the root of the chord and then coming up and playing the chord. As I came down here, I played the root and seventh of the chord over there, and then, added in voicings in the right hand, right? So you can kind of co-mingle and mingle this left hand and right hand together, right? But you shouldn't think that, oh, no, if I'm playing solo piano, I can't play rootless chord voicings. You definitely can. It's a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging because the ear doesn't have that bass note to rely upon, but you can definitely do it, okay? So anyway, work through those two sets of chord changes. One last thing I want to tell you, that, which is a nice variation, is in the fourth measure, I always did that F minor to B flat 7. You could just stay on B flat 7, so don't go to the F minor. So just go B flat 7, E flat 7, B flat 7, B flat 7, then E flat. Okay? So you don't always have to do that 2-5 going back to the E flat 7 chord. The other thing I want to let you know as well is that I am not going to play these chords the same way every time. All right? When I'm just improvising and playing, you'll notice that I'll put in some different chords. I might put in different chords. I might also do some different chord voicings. You can take a look at the MIDI file to find out exactly what I'm doing, or I'll try and explain it as I'm going along. But the main thing is that these chords right here work perfectly. Okay, so you don't have to do, if I change the voicing or anything, you can try doing it, or you could just do what I have written down here. All right, see you in the next chapter.